All right, so the question is, did Moses exist? And the answer to that is yes. So why do I think that? Well, you have to realize that the Bible was written as political propaganda. And so the Moses narrative is no exception to that. And so what's the propaganda for that? It's the main argument that it was arguing over was whether Moses, and by extension his descendants, should be the high priest of Elohim. And so one of the arguments against Moses being the high priest was that he wasn't an Israelite. He was a Midianite. And so the Moses narrative in the Bible, it counters that by changing the history of Moses and explaining why his origins did come from Midian, and explaining his relationship to Jethro, who was also a Midianite. And then it also counters. The counter argument was, well, Moses shouldn't be the high priest. Either Aaron and his descendants should be the high priest, or the priest of the bronze serpent should be the high priest. And so the Moses narrative also counters that whole narrative by putting the bronze snake in a bad light, and it puts Aaron in a bad light. And so, it's arguing, well, no, they shouldn't be the high priest, and so Moses was rightly so, and by extension, his descendants. Now, we don't really see that because that narrative, the Moses narrative, was originally a northern Israelite narrative, and that was assimilated into the narrative of southern Judah and Yahweh. So we don't really have that history of Moses being a high priest. But that can be inferred from the narrative through a process called mirror reading. And if you want to learn more about mirror reading, you can check out my website, which is mirrorreading.com.